And today's class is for intermediate English students, and it is a discussion-based class. The topic of today's discussion is education, and essentially, it should be an open, comfortable chat. I've prepared a lot of questions to get you all thinking about education, but the goal of this class is really to practice your fluency, to practice speaking in a natural setting, in a way that simulates real-life conversation. So for those of you who are watching who are new to Verbling, Verbling is a language learning platform. There are classes available 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, in both English and Spanish. Okay, and so again, today's class is for intermediate students. It is a discussion-based class on education. Okay, and welcome to the students who are here already. Hi, Hussein.
Hi, Kathleen.
I thought
Good morning.
How are you? Sorry. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
Good, thanks. I watched an episode of South Park the other day. It was on the TV, and I thought of you.
They started the new season?
No, it was an old one. It was an old one.
Oh, old one. Yeah.
I think it was the Ebola one that I saw.
Ebola.
Did you see that one?
No, I didn't. Ebola.
You didn't see that one? It was like, I don't know. They're obviously making fun of it. It was a good one. All right. And hi, Ali. Oh, I think he might be on the phone.
I guess his telephone was ringing. And
yeah. Yeah, because I know he does this from work, so he was probably on the phone. So anyway, Hussein, do you have any big weekend plans?
No, I don't. I think I'm going to study because I'm going to have my exams in 1 week or 2 weeks.
Right, because you're a university student.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my 4th year, last year.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. And what are you studying?
I study international relations. It's like
very interesting. Yeah. So like political science related as well?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Political science, diplomacy, history, a bit law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you have to do like a final paper or a final?
Now I'm preparing it. I choose Iran Revolution, Iran Islamic Revolution in 1979, and I'm writing about it.
Very
I'm
interesting.
going to submit it in maybe in 2 months, I guess.
You're gonna turn it in.
Yeah. It's my final thesis.
Your final thesis.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Graduate.
Yeah. And how long does it have to be?
Really, my professor didn't say anything to me, but I guess he accepts that I should write enough to, can I say, to please him. So I'm going to write like maybe at least 10 papers.
10 pages?
Yeah, 10 pages.
Okay, that's not too bad.
At least 10 pages. Yeah.
Good. Cool. Let's see. And welcome, Mustafa.
Welcome, teacher. How are you? Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
Good. Mustafa, do you have any weekend plans?
Maybe watching some movie.
Watching some movies. Studying English, as always.
Actually, studying English maybe a little bit. I am planning to watch some
movie. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to read up from learning.
Good. Do you know what movies you want to watch?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Really? Which one?
Yeah. It's called Camp X-Ray. Do you heard about it?
Camp something?
I write it here.
Okay, yeah, write it down.
Okay, this.
Camp X-Ray. I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's
It's in
Kristen
English?
Stewart. Yeah, yeah,
Is
English.
it new?
Yeah, new.
Okay, I'm like out of the loop with with new movies. Over here in Spain, I don't. So have you guys heard this expression, out of the loop? No? It means
Yeah.
when, yeah, it's, what, do you know what it means, Ali?
It means you don't know about something, or you never heard about something.
Yeah, when you're like not up to date on things.
Yeah.
Right?
Up.
So I feel like I'm out of the loop with what's happening with English movies and everything. So
Yesterday
cool.
I watched.
What's that? You watched this one?
Yeah.
Mercenaries?
Mercenaries.
How was it?
It is about some women, killer women.
It's about killer women. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like my type of movie.
It's good actually.
It was good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how's it going, Ali?
It's going well, thank you. How about you?
Good, thanks. Do you have a busy day of work today?
No, not busy day today for me.
Nice.
I think I am going to join many classes of you.
Nice, okay, yeah, I have a lot of classes. I started, yeah, I have to do, I'm doing more classes on Fridays now and less during the week because I started with my master's program. So I have classes, I'm actually taking classes from Monday to Thursday. So that's why I have less time to teach verbally. So anyway. All right, and Ali, do you have any weekend plans?
Not yet. I don't know. I think I am going to read some books. You know, I have some exams in December.
You have right, yep, in December, the accounting exams?
Yeah, it's my second university. I study philosophy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't think you ever told me that. How interesting.
It's like distance education, not
Okay.
like a normal university.
So you do it online?
Not online. I just pay the money, and the university sent me some books, and I read the books, and I join some exams 2 times every semester.
Ah, okay. Very interesting. And so
Yeah,
it's all sort of self-taught.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's my last year. I am going to graduate this year.
Good. And why did you decide to do a degree in philosophy? That's very interesting.
It's just for fun, nothing special reason. I just like to read books. You know, I didn't read book after I start to work.
Yeah.
A little bit, and I noticed that what am I doing? Why I give up to read books, something like that. And I just went and signed up to university to push me to read book again.
Yeah, so you have a little more motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right, and welcome, Chao. Hi.
Hi. Good to speak with you.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. All right. So I'm happy to have all of you here. We might have a smaller class today, which is fine. It's more of a speaking, more chance for all of you to practice your speaking. So today's class is really just discussion based. The topic of our discussion is education. So I'm happy to hear that a lot of you are sort of still involved in. Obviously, you're all taking classes on Verbling. It sounds like some of you are also heavily involved in school outside of Verbling, so I think you'll have a lot to contribute to this discussion. And so I hope you use this class as an opportunity to sort of try out some of the new things you've been learning. Don't worry about making mistakes. Try to use things that you're not totally comfortable with, because you have sort of a safe and easy forum to practice with me. You have me here to give you some feedback. Okay, so the topic is education. So I'm just going to start us off with some questions. And let me just share my screen with you, and we can get started speaking. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. So I just want to start us off talking about, we're going to be talking a lot about the past today at the beginning. So about what our schools were like. I think it'll be an interesting way to see some differences between schools in different countries and things like that. So, this is just an open discussion. I want you to feel, comfortable speaking whenever you want. Make sure you're asking, follow-up questions to your classmates, etc. The one thing I ask is just that you don't interrupt each other, but I'm sure that will not be difficult. So, Mustafa, can you read the first discussion question?
Okay. People say your school years are the best days of your life. Did you enjoy school? Were your school days the best days of your life? Why? Why not?
Okay, so an open question. What do you all think, class? Who would like to start
Sorry,
answering?
just a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where or why? Why your school days the best days of your life?
Okay, so were they? So we're not asking why were they, we're asking were they the best days of your life, or were they not the best days of your life?
Okay, okay.
You see why? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, good.
Mustafa, you are just graduated. You are fresh.
Yeah, I cannot
You can answer it.
That's true, that's true. Well, Hussein is still in school.
Yeah.
Oh, so keep in touch.
Hussein, what do you think? Hussein, are you there?
Sorry. Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay,
what was
yeah.
the question?
The first question.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. If my school days are the best days of my life, but I enjoy the school. But I can say that sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. There are a lot of things that we can criticize in schools, and there are a lot of good things as well. But I think the schools must be improved, and they're not sufficient in my country, especially the kind of high schools are not sufficient, and the students can graduate from high schools, but they really don't learn a lot of things. And I can give you a concrete example about this. They teach English from 4th grade to, I guess, to high school, and people generally cannot speak English. And also the other things, they're not very effective to teach children, and they don't use, in some schools, especially public high schools don't use scientific techniques to teach them, and so they're not very sufficient, I guess, and they must be improved. Yeah. But I think our universities are the way more the way better than the high schools and the primary schools, but they are not sufficient as well. There are good universities in my country, but not all of them, of course. But yeah, I think so. So there are some good universities. There are some bad universities. Some universities are good at some specific departments, but they all must be improved, and we cannot stay at the same rate, at the same level, and we must improve them.
And is university very stressful for you, or is it sorry, is it sort of a fun time of your life where you have more freedom?
No, it's okay, but I think it's a bit like I have to study a lot in university, so it's a bit stressful for everyone, I guess, and for in everywhere it's a bit stressful, I guess, because people, and in my country, people generally go to university to get a better job, and I guess it's the same everywhere else for some people, especially. Maybe if a person does not need an education to get a job, like if that person is so rich, he can be free about his life and he has no concern to find a better job. But if a person has a problem, like he has to improve himself to get a better job because he has to make more money, it's a stressful situation for in everywhere if the situation is like that. And so yeah, sometimes it's stressful, sometimes not. But I guess universities must be more scientific, more, and we can improve them, and they can be better than this. Yeah.
Interesting. Good. Thank you. And Mustafa, you're saying you do not have very positive things to say about your time at university.
Actually, teacher, for this question, maybe okay, I'll begin from maybe the primary school or school before the university. So it's maybe memories for you. You cannot forget that those days, and maybe it is in university a little bit different here. I found some difficulty, me and my student, of course, with like what I can say, the uh, headmaster of it, or the president, or the or the person who control the university, like the parties here. We are as a student now in maybe university. For me, actually, why I said like thanks God I leave my university, because we find some hard or difficulty we find in the university, because I don't know why they did something or some issue to like put struggle in front of a student, and like uh, uh, fight the students, like become like a conflict with the student, and I don't know why actually. So after you graduate from university, I graduate, for me actually, in my opinion. I thanks God, me and my friend, when we were walking actually, uh, after I graduate, of course, and receive my certificate, I told him, "Oh, thanks God, I graduated from university, this university, finally." I don't know. The people say it always, almost always. I hear the people say the university life is the most beautiful life in your beautiful days in your life, maybe. But here, because how they are dealing with the student, maybe, you mentioned in your description of class between boys and girls, maybe how they in some department they separate them, and they, I don't know, we find some rules, it's tough rules,
It was very
and
strict.
yeah, very strict.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Anyone else? No, go ahead.
Mustafa, do you are you talking about politic rules, or some people a bit of about politic things? Or
Really, it is the parties related to politics. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
They are managed the university, especially in my city, maybe on or some cities also. They are did some tough rules to the students. So recently, for example, recently, I hear that after I graduate, of course, I heard some student, you know, it's really shocking news I hear. Some student like share post in some group, privacy group, is not closed group, in Facebook,
Mhm.
of course. This is out of university maybe environment, and he shared about some what we can do to fix some issues in the university, like they want some like uh, what I can cover from the sun, okay, or
Shade.
yeah, yeah, of course, something like this, and some issues to become better, okay, and they want to offer that to the person who managed the university. So you know after this news reach the manager, okay, they like separate those students, okay, the student
Mhm.
who was have this had this idea or have this idea, and the all now all students may be scared from sharing anything on Facebook, even on Facebook. This is out of the
Wow.
university land, and see, this is one example of tough rules,
Yeah.
and I don't know where we are going.
So you don't really feel like you have freedom of expression.
Yeah, no freedom, no freedom. In the university, we find ourselves like limited and strict, some as we said.
Yeah. Mhm. Very interesting. And Chao, you're saying that schools are deeply related to politics.
Yeah, I think so. And like I think Mustafa said, and in China, a Chinese school, and even uh, all the high school and university are deeply related to politics. Students, there are too many mandates that lots of useless, I mean, propaganda that students need to learn and to pass exam oriented and policy driven
Mhm.
related system. So the school system have very flawed, lots of problem with that. Back to the question that the best day of my life. Well, I think it is because I'm now still an undergraduate student.
Mhm.
So I really enjoy my school life because I don't have too many pressure. I don't need to, uh, go to work and to earn money every day. So I don't have too much financial stress.
Mhm.
So I can focus on my own study. But still sometimes because I'm kind of rebel to the. It's
What's that?
very. So I'm gonna fight
Sorry,
with
you
that.
cut
I
out for
mean,
a second.
when there are too many mandates or something, limitation on you, the school put lots of limitation on you, so I feel kind of rebelled. So I don't I think I didn't get well with this the dean or the leader of the school, but I think I do have the great time in the school when I learn it by myself. So and also with classmates and your friends. I think that is the best part.
Yeah, and in China, university is sort of relaxing because, is this true? You'll have to tell me, that the most stressful period is high school when you're preparing for that big exam?
Yeah, in high school it's very stressful. I mean, you have to wake up at 6 and study till at very late night, and
Oof.
you just preparing for the exam. We have the college entrance exam, so it's very repetitive work to study the tedious materials and go through the exam, and then you go to the college. But well, it's very relaxed in college, but that when it had too many college, too many university or some bachelor diploma, the problem comes in that when you graduate, you cannot find a good job because the
Mhm.
threshold was pushed very high. That is also a problem with
Of
that.
course, yeah, in the US as well, the same problem. And I'm curious, I'm sure all of you have seen, movies that depict university in the United States, with the crazy parties and fraternities and things like that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, asking me or
I know the whole class,
Sorry, teacher, can you elaborate more about your question?
Yeah, so have you ever seen a movie about university in the United States where they're having these crazy parties and, so drinking so much and, it's like, it doesn't even seem like they study there. What do you think about that? I'm curious to hear sort of an international perspective on that.
Actually, for me, I touched that by my eyes maybe when I went to Oklahoma University. I'm shocked. What this? They have a lot of these parties and something like. I actually it is not. We have to like. It's not that too much party. I don't like too much party, but maybe a little bit. It's not these yeah, they like over the edge. Okay, when I like over the edge. It's not
yeah,
like
they cross the line.
Yeah, across the line. Maybe it will be normal. It's or even that's better from not have anything from us. Like we find yourself like you are in the prison. You are not in the university. This is something. It's uh, not give you comfortable anymore. Especially because you are not only a student in the university. You come to study only. You have to like some fun or some activities instead of beside the studying, of course.
Yeah, and I think the expression, I couldn't think of the right expression when you said that. When you said to go over the edge, we have an expression that's to go overboard, which means when you take something to an extreme. So you could say that we take it to an extreme or we go overboard. Yeah. Other comments on that? Okay. All right, let's move on to some other questions about our past in school. Hussein, can you read questions 2 and 3?
Yep. 2, who was your favorite teacher and why? 3, who was your least favorite teacher and why? Okay. Should I answer?
Yeah, why don't you answer?
Okay. My favorite teacher was an academic in my first year of the university, and he still is my favorite teacher, I guess, but he doesn't give lessons to us anymore. He changed the university, and he's really intelligent. He knows a lot about history, politics, law, and he really knows a lot about them. He's really intelligent, and in his classes we were like, oh, wow. When he thought about something, he was really surprising us. He knows a lot, and that's why I like him. I still read his writings on the internet, and I know him personally, and yeah, that's why I like him.
Cool. And did you ever have any like really bad teachers?
Yes. In my university, in the Department of History, there was an academic as well, and he was like, he doesn't know anything about history, but he became an academic in that department.
Right. And then he has a job as a professor forever,
Yeah, maybe, most probably.
Yeah.
He will do that job forever, I guess. And he's like, he doesn't know anything, and he comes to class and he doesn't say anything. He's talking about his private life sometimes, and he doesn't teach anything in the class in general. And I was shocked.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. What about the rest of you students?
Yes, for me, in the university, most of our teachers was bad, In small cities, a kind of small cities, we have some universities, and usually teachers not deserve their status. You know, they come to there like if you are from a party or from a group, for example, Islamic group, it's easy to find a job in the university in my country. I am talking about 90s. I don't know what's the situation right now. When I study, most of our teachers from a party or from a group, a religious group, and most of them don't know their subject. You know?
So it was very political, you're saying?
Yeah, it was very political.
It's very frustrating, yeah. Yeah. And what about before university? Did you have good teachers, you know, in school growing up?
Yes, I had a good English teacher when I studied in the middle school. I remember only 1 year he taught us English, and my English is based what I learned from him.
Yeah, so he did a good job.
Yeah.
Good. And Mustafa, I'm so curious about what you have to share about the corruption at your university.
Yeah, something like the wrong system they have to manage. Maybe I don't know actually, teacher. I am really confused because some of them are doctor and some of them professor, and I don't know. Maybe the wrong person, right place. How that happened, I don't know. But for example, maybe they made like a garage. Okay, the garage for cars. The last year, yeah. And to transport the students who will come to the university maybe in the morning and then they leave, who come to the university in the morning, so they can go by coasters, some cars, okay, big cars, a little bit big cars. So these cars transport them to the department. And at the first time, so after they made that garage, all students they can before that the student have a rent cars. So every maybe 5 students have a personal taxi cars. They rent by own money, okay, by their own money, and take them to the inside of the university. You know, there is far away a distance from the gate of the university to the department, and they share them to the department, every department, okay. So after they made that garage, they prevent that car, okay. So the student have to leave this car and down to the and stand at the gates, okay, and go to the garage that's near the gate and take that coasters and share them to the department. And only of course at the first days a lot of crowded, you cannot imagine that crowded people, and a little bit a few cars, okay, they made there, they put there in the garage. And after few months, maybe 2 months or 1 month, you cannot imagine that just 2 cars maybe. And after they spent all that money on the garage, made the garage and bought all of this car, buy all of these cars, you would not see I wouldn't see any cars there, just maybe 2 cars. And we come back to the past system where the student have to rent the car by their own, and we come back and this garage like now Borden or something like that. Borden, leave.
It's boarded.
Yeah, boarded. And now after I graduate, I heard also they gave the university the public of transportation. They give the university a bus with two stairs, okay.
With like 2 levels.
Yeah, 2 level, okay. This bus transport the students. Just only two of them, two to all the university. So this is like I cannot imagine. So a lot of crowded again, and the student have to leave the cars, their own car at the gate, and then by this on the garage, go to the garage and ride or go to by this bus to the department. And also they charge them in this bus, and a lot of crowded and a lot of bad system. There is no strategy for doing this thing. I don't know.
And so no one really knows where all the money that went into the garage went?
After about the bus garage the last year, I don't know. All cars disappear after 2 months. Maybe only 2 cars still. Where is the other
That's
cars?
so bizarre.
Yeah. And also the students, you cannot imagine, they're crowded, and the student become walking from the gate to the department. Student, I mean, girls and boys. So girls, it's a little difficult for them to walking from the gate to the department. And also the university, it's not the similar of course, the USA, maybe university. There is no compare. We cannot compare both of them, because in university, I hear if you want to see the country, if he's development or something like this, you go to the university first. But when you go to the university, you see a lot of desert. We want a lot of development in our university, of course. I hope we can do that in our new generation, of course. And now we see a lot of trouble, and also a lot of the students are sad because the bad treatment, and we hope we can do something. The only one thing I see it is good in university and still good, the professor and doctor there. It's not the manage who person the manage and related to the parties related to the politics. The professor and doctor who treat the student and give them the subject and material, they are still good, and they are the only maybe hope. They are educate the Iraqi student to become like engineer or something like that. So this is the only one maybe good thing. And of course, if you want to pass maybe College of Engineering or something like that, you will find a lot of difficulty in exam or something until you graduate. And
of course, yeah. So a lot of problems. Interesting.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Oh, and we have a new student joining us. Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, teacher. Do you hear me?
Hi. Yes. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Excuse me for the delay. The delete. No.
No problem. No problem at all. So we're just having an open discussion, and you can just jump in whenever you like.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
So let's see. I want to move on to question number 5. So this is thinking back to, when you were much younger. Ali, can you read that question?
Okay. Number 4 or 5?
5. We'll skip 4.
Okay. Did you ever get in trouble in school? What happened?
So, were any of you, those kids who always got in trouble in school?
Me.
Me.
All of you?
Oh.
Especially in high school. It was in my time of adolescence. I don't know, I would say.
Yeah, when you were an adolescent.
Yeah. I used to fight the other guys.
You got in fights?
Yeah. And they generally send me to the discipline. Yeah, I used to have a lot of problems with other people and with teachers. But I was a really good student in primary school. Everything was really fine, but I don't know. Now I'm a good student as well in university, but I had a really tough time in high school. I don't know why. Maybe because
hormones, things like that.
Adolescence.
Yeah. Huh. And what did you get? You just got in fights because. Did you get in fights about specific things?
For example, I fell in love with a girl, and at that time, she left me. She started to date another guy. I beat him up.
You beat him up.
and the things like that.
Okay, so it was
a
about a
really
girl.
tough time for me.
Interesting. I would not have guessed that. And the rest of you, Ali, you said that you also were, you got in trouble in school?
Yeah, at the university, I didn't fight for girls, but
Good thing for you.
you know, maybe if you say no, 90s was difficult time in my country. We had some problems, like Kurdish problem, and it affect the universities. Students separate the groups, you know, and I am Kurdish, you know, and if you involve Kurdish problem, it means you are in danger always. And we were attending some demonstrations, or we were doing something about our problem, and always some police. We have some trouble with police or army.
Okay, so kind of like political stuff.
Yeah, political stuff. And I remember sometimes we didn't have enough money, you know. We were studying in different cities, and we rented a house. We were living our homemates. Sometimes, how to say, we run off the money.
You ran out of money.
Yeah, we ran out of money, and we stay at home. We can't go out sometimes. We couldn't
Okay.
go out.
But that's a problem I feel like with all college students, right?
Yeah.
Or most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, interesting. And Vincenzo, what about you? Did you get in trouble in school? You're muted. You're muted.
I remember when I was in the primary school. Yes, I have some problem because I didn't want to go there. So I remember they were pulling me in order to go, and this is the first day of school. It was terrible for me. I was cheering. I didn't want to go there, and I remember that in the class they gave us some, that to eat big pieces of cheese that is very disgusting. I remember. Right now, they were color yellow, very, very strong. But I can say with kind of cheeses, there will be something Holland cheese, and I don't know. That I hate. That is, and sometimes I remember that the teacher gave me beat me on my hand with a piece of wood.
So the teachers hit you with.
Yes, with a piece of wood.
Wow. Different times.
And put me beside, behind the blackboard, Sometimes with my hand under my knee. So,
that's awful.
Yeah, something like that. Yes. So yeah, I ate that period of time.
Yeah.
I don't like, and that's only the first. This in the second, in the secondary school. I remember I was not so a smart student. I was, I can say, an ordinary student. I tried to, I can say, make ends meet with the school, in order to arrive at the end, arrive at the end of the school. Have difficulties with Italian when they gave us in order to write something about an author or a story, because I was very synthetic in a description. I didn't like to make some pindaric flights, no. And so I have always I had the sufficiency. What can I say? The six. I bought very mediocre,
Mediocre.
mediocre boats. So,
you just barely passed.
yes, in order to survive, in order to survive at school, yes.
The minimum.
The minimum, yes. But now I appreciate this something that before I didn't appreciate, because I think that every one of us have a period of maturation. I want to say, no or not. What do you think?
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Sometimes I can recognize I didn't like a topic, for example, the Italian. But now I appreciate much this that I have a lot of books about authors, very important, very, what can I say, philosopher, like Schopenhauer, something. But yes, I have to read it because now I am more interested in languages, in learning languages. So that's the problem. Yes, I remember school in not in a good way because I was very mediocre. Yes, so I tried to copy. How can I say other task of my colleagues at school.
You tried to copy, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think also in mathematics, it was very difficult. There was a period that it was good. I went. I like it. And a certain period I like it, but afterward I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people go through phases, people mature, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to look at a few, we won't talk about all of these things, but there are a few, I think, interesting subjects that are a little more controversial. So I want to look at question number 8. So, to what extent did your education prepare you for the world of work? So this question is for everyone, right? So do you feel like what you learned in school prepared you for your job? Or for your professional life?
I don't think so, teacher.
No. You don't think so?
I don't think so. Unless it's a school very specific about, I can say, about electronics, something particular. But in general, yes, when, I don't know how it is, your school, but we have how can I say, a classical preparation. Before going to a specific field, no, we have to sometimes, we had to study Latin, also Greek, no, in Italy. But I don't know if this is the same thing in USA. So I think that you are more practical of us.
It depends. It depends.
More practical because we have a how can I say, a classic preparation or humanistic preparation that it's not it's general, but I think that can open your mind in a certain way, no? It's not so specific, but so in like engineering or other fields, but yes.
Yeah, I think the liberal arts are very important, and it varies, I think, based on the country.
Yeah.
And
but
Ali,
nowadays we don't have any more Latin or Greek like before. Yes.
That's true. Yeah, it's something in the U.S. it's been phased out as well. And Ali, you said that school did not prepare you at all for your job.
Yeah. But
Sorry,
what about the other?
Yeah, go ahead, Ali.
Okay. In my country, school or university don't give you too much information about your job. You know, I noticed that people usually learn their job or profession after they started to work. Uh, I see many students, they don't know anything after they graduate university
Yeah.
about life, about real life or real job, you know. And the students don't make practice in their school or university. And how to say, after they graduate university, they like a fish out of the sea.
Good, like
You
a
know,
fish out of water.
out of water, yeah.
Good.
And they usually they learn their job when they are working. They start a job, they
Yes.
start work, and they learning their job when they are working.
Yes, the same in Italy.
Yeah, I think it's the same in a lot of places.
Yeah, for example, I here we have difficulty also in languages because they are not so, how can I say, as developed like in other countries. So we have difficulty in learning languages.
Yeah.
Yes, there are a lot of institutes, but at school it's very difficult to learn a language. Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Sorry,
And
teacher.
yes,
Just
go ahead, Mustafa.
yeah, in my country also, I agree with Ali and Vincenzo about this. We almost always the people say the school or the university didn't give us anything to
Yes.
real life or work. Maybe it's only give you academic only.
Yes.
Maybe it just 25% of education you get from university. Maybe that's also because I maybe in the US it's different a little bit because
No, I think
they
it's similar. I think it's similar everywhere.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. See, teacher, in my university, they only focus on academic education. They don't bring the student to go to the field, maybe to see the real work. Maybe in your country, maybe in US, they have like a lab or maybe some uh, what I can say.
Internship.
A trip, it's a trip to go to the see the real life or the real work, or even like simulation with the real life, okay, or the real work. Here maybe they focus only on scientific books and academic, and this is maybe make the student face a lot of difficulty when he go to the work and see the real life, and he was like, as you say, a fish out of water.
And you know, usually students study only for pass the exams. They memorize some things and they just attend the exam, and after exam they forget everything, you know,
Of course.
because they are not learning something. They just memorize and they pass the exam. Their goal is graduate to university and get a diploma. Only get a diploma, not learning a job or work something like a profession.
No, I think that's true. They're just trying to get good marks and get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and I want to move on. I think the last question we'll have time for is we'll just have time for like one more question, but I want to look at question 10, which I think is kind of controversial, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So let's see, Hussein, can you read this question?
Yep. Do you think subjects like religion and sex education should be taught in schools? Why not? And should I answer right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. I think they're both really important topics, and they must be taught in schools, especially sex education. I think, especially in my country, because I've read a news maybe 2 months ago. A 23-year-old boy coming from the military raped a 9-year-old boy, and then he killed.
What's that?
Him. And
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying that sex and religion education must be taught in schools because people have to learn about them so that they can understand what's true and what is not. And I think they must teach religion, all religions like Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and the other religions, Hinduism, religions of China and Japan, and other religions. And also they have to, I guess, teach they have to teach about the sex in schools as well, so that people can understand what is true and not. Other words, people tend to do bad things. They don't know a lot about it, and children can learn from the streets. They can learn from the streets, and it can be little for the society. And ideally, I think there are a lot of wrong things about it, and people must be educated about them.
Yeah,
people must be educated about religion and sex in general.
Good. I agree completely. Other thoughts?
About sex, I agree with Hussein, but Hussein, you said many religions must be taught in schools. Schools are not a church or mosque,
Finally, what I mean is that you can learn about it. You don't have to convert to Christianity. You don't have to convert to Judaism. You can learn about it. For example, I'm not a religious person, but I read Quran, I read Bible, I read the Holy Book of Judaism, and it doesn't harm me. I just know about him. I just know the way they think, and it's information. It doesn't harm me, and they can teach the children all of these things, and the children can understand that there is no only one religion. In my country, for example, they just teach Islam, and people think that everything is there's just one religion on the world, and the other things are all wrong. But they don't understand that those people think the same way. For example, there are some Christian people think that all the Muslim people are doing wrong, and what they do is the right way to practice. And I think children must be taught about it.
I agree with you. In my country, about religion, only Islam, not only Islam, one of, how to say, interpret of Islam, Sunni Islam,
So one branch of Islam, one specific, we say a branch.
Not branch, maybe.
Or sect.
Interpretation of Islam, one.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not good. I think if you give some information about many religions in the world, a kind of history of religion, or maybe some general information about religion in the schools, it's enough. You don't have to teach everything about Islam or Christian or something like that.
Yeah, I like what both of you are saying about sort of teaching it as kind of a subject and not sort of teaching it with the goal of, creating people as believers. So just teaching it sort of as another thing that students should be informed about. Okay, and I hate to sort of end our discussion early. I know we didn't even get through half of the things I wanted to talk about, but it was great to hear all of your ideas, so thank you so much for your participation. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and maybe we can have another discussion class on this topic and talk more about this. Okay? All right, I'll see you all later.
See you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.